Well, hello, beautiful creators. Welcome back to Monzon Media. So today I wanted to go over 3 creative ways where you can utilize Canva elements. So the first tip I have for you is repurposing your vertical videos. This came up with a discussion I had with a fellow creator who was recording herself doing her content, but she had it in a vertical format in 1080 by 1920 as opposed to 1920 by 1080. So as you know, if you were to expand that vertical video to 1920 by 1080, you would lose resolution, therefore the quality would suffer. My advice to her was to go into elements and look for an element like, let's say, a cell phone. So I'm going to type in cell phone here, and I'm going to pick one of these here, bring it up in size, scooch it over to the left here. Then I'm gonna bring in a vertical video here. Obviously your video would be your own video, and I'm just gonna size it correctly here so that it matches. And then I'm going to look for a background to give it. You can use a photo. I'm just going to use a gradient background just to keep it simple. One of the advantages of doing this is that you could now put instructions or point form points on the right here. And again, I'm not focusing too much on design here per se. It's the concept. And then what I'm going to do is give it some animation effects here. Let's say something like typewriter. As the video is showing in the cell phone, you can have, your instructions on the right here. You can add more elements and things like that. So if we were to preview this, it still looks presentable and you're still able to keep that vertical format. Now, obviously, don't limit yourself to just this cell phone element. You can use frames or grids. Keep that vertical format. You can be as creative as you want to be. The second tip I have for you is using elements to create your end screen. Instead of just placing those end screen boxes on your existing video, which I still do that from time and time again, but maybe you want to brand your end screen so that it's consistent in terms of color. And also you can use like animated elements like arrows and things to point to the video to visually attract the viewer to click on those end screens. And the beautiful thing about this is that if you really like that template, you can use that as like a branded template and just keep reusing it for all your videos, and maybe just change the colors or some of the elements, but the layout you can leave the same and reuse and repurpose. And finally, the last tip I have for you is utilizing the elements to create your own call to action buttons, whether they be subscribe buttons or, maybe you want a graphic with a thumbs up or whatever it is you want to do. You can create them fairly easy in Canva. Give it a green background and bring it into your editor like Filmora, DaVinci Resolve, iMovie, whatever it is you use. Most of these programs have a green screen removal function. And once you do that, you've got yourself an animated CTA that really took very little effort. Now, obviously, this is not a how-to video. These are just concepts and ideas to pique your creativity. And of course, I've had related videos that I've done on these topics, and I'll be sure to leave them in the description below and also leave them on the end screens. But most of all, let me know what you thought of this video. And as I always say, get out there, hit record, create, and I'll see you when I see you.